So it is so good to have you here.
Thank you.
For people who don't know of you, we've got to start at the beginning because you've got one amazing life story, particularly when it comes to music.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you were pretty much born into music.
Yes. My dad was a composer, producer, arranger. So he worked with a bunch of musical legends like Frank Sinatra and, I don't know, everybody, Dinah Washington and Sarah Vaughan and all kinds of people back then.
Yeah, so like pioneers of
yes,
music. Can we just go back to Frank Sinatra?
Okay.
Because the story about you and Frank Sinatra on the lawn of the White House, I mean, oh my gosh, this is definitely one that you should be dining out on for the rest of your life. I know I would be.
Well, I was 8 and we, Frank and I had done a duet for this charity that Nancy Reagan was putting on, like for grandparents to foster kids. So anyway, we did this song, and then Nancy had a luncheon at the White House, and so we went and we played. And I mean, I'd spent a lot of time around Frank before, in my life, because my dad worked with him, and he was kind of like Uncle Frank. But this was, I knew it was a big deal, clearly, to be at the White House, and
But you must look back, like I was reading all of your history, and you must look back at it, and so many pinnacle moments and people that you've worked with.
Yeah.
I mean, you've worked with everyone.
Yeah.
And you've worked with all these names that everybody wants to work with. Prince, and there's Coldplay, and Eric Clapton, and I mean, absolute legends. Frank Sinatra, as we mentioned.
Yep.
Like, how do you pinpoint one moment in time where you go, actually, that was the pinnacle. That was over everything else. It must be so difficult.
Well, Prince is a pretty big one.
Yeah.
And also we've developed a relationship, a friendship. He mentored me for like 15 years. Like, he was so generous with advice and support and everything. So that was kind of like, just meeting him was this amazing day in my life that I'll never forget. But then it just kept going. Yeah. And so, it's kind of turned into a real cherished kind of, life memory, and it's, it's a beautiful thing. But it's trippy, and hopefully it's, all still going. There's more. There's more legends to meet.
Absolutely. I mean, I wonder though. Like, you were exposed to so many different people over the years. Did you ever get nervous in those walking in the room?
Yes.
Because you were exposed to a lot of very well known. Did it ever become a situation where you just went, today Eric Clapton's coming in today, I'll deal with him later on.
Yeah.
Uncle Eric.
Uncle Eric. Or was it always like, oh my God?
Well, growing up around my dad, with my dad, there were always kind of, famous people, super talented people in the house and around and whatever. So I was kind of, in a way, and growing up in Hollywood, you're just around it. And so in a way it was kind of normal, but then as I got older and became a fan myself, like when I was a kid, I didn't really care, because kids, that's the beauty of kids, right? They don't care. But as I got older, I became a fan of, my own people. And then I started meeting those people and then working with those people. That's when it gets really nerve-wracking.
I'm sure it does.
And exciting, and so
I've got to ask, so you brought up in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you've seen behind the scenes that you can share with us that was just like, oh my God, so there was this one time that I saw blah blah kissing blah blah, or like, because you would have seen a lot.
What goes on in Hollywood stays in Hollywood.
I know.
Go on. Reveal. We want to hear.
I mean, we did go to a few kind of Golden Globe after parties, Oscar after parties that go late into the night that were pretty amazing. And you'd in a huge house. We went to Prince's house one year after one of the, and everybody ends up there. They're all carrying their Oscars around and whatever, and you just at the buffet table together, do you like the salmon? Like whatever. And then, you'll peer into, you'll be walking to find the bathroom, and then you'll peer into some room, and Joni Mitchell's there on the floor just singing to like whoever wants to, just hanging out, or Matthew McConaughey like had his drums and it was bongoing, because Prince always had these jams set up like just in the middle of the living room. So like, you'd say, Herbie Hancock and Alicia Keys and Matthew McConaughey and
just ready to go at any time.
Just random, he's always ready. He's got his drum. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know.
That's pretty amazing, just in and of
It is.
itself.
It is. It you know.
Just having those three people hanging out in the lounge room.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
You know, and one thing I would say though, you know, so you grew up in that whole world, incredible world. What about finding your own voice along the way? Because you know, when you're exposed to so much, you're getting all these influences, and then there's a point where you're going, hey, wait a minute, okay. What do I want? Or, you know, because then you went off on your own.
And for sure. And then it's like, okay, it doesn't matter who you know, or if you're not if you don't have the goods or the stamina or the resilience or all the things you need to kind of pursue a career in music, then it doesn't matter who you know or who you know who your parents were friends with and stuff. So you do have to kind of put the work in, and
you just got to get out there
and just do it and love it, because you know, as you know, you have to love what you do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you just...
Well, you obviously love it. You've been doing like from such a young age. It's absolutely fantastic. An amazing career, really and truly. You're going to treat us out today to... what are you going to play for us today?
Well, we're going to do it's a cover and an original, right?
Oh,
that's the...
All right, I like that style. Yeah.
I think we'll do Nothing Compares to You. I've been doing it for a little while now, and it's such a great song, and I loved Sinead's version, and
I've heard your version, and it's I tell you what,
it's up there.
Sinead better watch out. No, it's an amazing version. I love it,
thank
absolutely
you.
love it. So I'm looking forward to that.
I mean, it's a great song, right? What are you gonna
Great
do?
song,
It's a great song. And then we'll probably do maybe Push and Pull from my album in 2001, and just really looking forward to these kind of COVID-style shows that you know.
It's a strange new world, isn't it?
It's a strange new world, but you know, I'll take it. We're so grateful to be here and be in Australia, where we can actually play, you know, and do gigs, even if it is to people sitting down. Unable to, not allowed to sing or dance.
To sing. That is going to be the
don't sing. Don't sing. Don't talk. But you know what? Like, people are so happy to get out and see live music, and all the artists that are, you know, with this great Southern Nights, you know, whole thing that's happening. It's just really trying to inject, you know, music and creativity and art back into people's lives, which I feel like we need. You know,
everyone needs it, especially now. I mean, music and arts has always been the thing that through any sort of hardships seems to carry people through. So it's great to see it finally bouncing back.
Yes,
let's
get an injection now, shall we? Do you want to go out to the rooftop?
Let's inject.
Okay.
Sounds good. There we go.